Hey YouTubers, how's it going? Welcome to the Trout Outdoorsman. My name is Ben. Today we're going to be fishing beautiful Cayuga Lake in upstate New York. We're going to be jig fishing for lake trout, salmon, brown trout, maybe get into a rainbow or two. They're a little scarce in the lake right now. I'm testing a new microphone today, so hopefully you guys can hear me very well. Today we're fishing between 50 and 70 feet of water. Our current water temperatures are 62 degrees, so it's a little bit warmer than, in times past. We're going to be fishing probably more along the lines of the bottom for lake trout, but what I'm going to be using today is kind of a hybrid jig. This jig specifically is a flexi jig in the white glow from Thunder Mist Lure Company, and I've put it onto a albino fluke. Usually they're used for weedless, but I like to use them for lake trout. I caught a nice lake trout on it yesterday from shore. I'm fishing in my little 14-foot Starcraft aluminum boat. It's not impressive at all, really, but it's just a little boat that I got for really inexpensive, and I redid everything, and I took some pictures and footage. Maybe I'll kind of make a little picture video slideshow of what exactly I did to it later to come. But this is the Trout Outdoorsman. I changed my name for you those who are subscribed. I'm no longer building Silverados anymore. I actually sold my Silverado, bought a Toyota Tundra, and I love my truck. It's great. I lost my passion for truck building, and I've always been an avid fisherman, and I watch a lot of fishing YouTube channels, and I just want to shout out to some of my favorite YouTubes. Evo with Thunder Mist Lures, if you're watching this, I love your content. I would love to go fishing with you someday. And also Tom Boley. Tom Boley is a walleye fisherman from the Midwest. Tom, if you happen to come across this video, give me a shout out. Would love to link up with you and do some fishing with you. Love your stuff, love your boat, love everything about your channel. All your information is wonderful. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe. I'm a new channel. I've only got about 4 videos, and they're not of fishing content at this point, but I'm going to leave them up there for the people that they're useful for. But today I'm just going to do my first video fishing as the Trout Outdoorsman. Stay tuned for more trout, all things trout actually. If you don't like what you see, you can always unsubscribe later. That's what I always say. Subscribe for now if you like it. Leave a comment. I'd love to get to know who you are, get to know what your channel is all about. I'd like to subscribe to you and link up to fishermen all around the world. And maybe we can do a fishing trip together. So right now I've actually got fish under my boat, about 60 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this jig right on down and see if we can't jig one up. I'm using the 1/2 ounce size, and this flexi jig, I'm going to let it go all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to slowly jerk it off the bottom. Not a huge motion. I want to create a swimming action. You don't want to jig it up really high and just let it sink down. You want to jig it up and imitate it swimming on the bottom. So wait till it gets to the bottom here. Again, fishing about 66 feet of water, so pretty deep. So we're just about at the bottom. There we go. And so my motion is I'm going to reel up just a little bit, and I want to pop it up and just hold it. I'm going to reel a little bit more, pop it up, hold it. A lot of times I see guys fishing, and they're doing one of these things here, and just their line's going everywhere, and they're just jerking it up, and all that's doing is the jig is just going straight up and falling straight down. It's not going horizontal. What I'm doing by doing this motion, lifting it up, letting it fall, is it's coming up, and then the pendulum is swinging down. So again, I'm jerking it up, leaving it there, and letting it fall. Jerking it up, leaving it there. Oh, actually getting a hit right there. Oh, maybe not. But that's the action that you want to be working this jig. We got a little bit of wind today. I apologize. This microphone is picking up the wind also. But I'm drifting just a little bit, so I'm actually going to throw it in front of the boat and kind of vertical jig this guy. Gonna let it sink all the way down to the bottom. Again, I apologize if this audio is obstructed by the wind, but we will just work this jig that way, and I find it very effective. I'm going to be doing a video later this week for the top 5 jigs that I like to keep in my box for all different situations. Some spoons, some jigs, and I'll be leaving a video for that this week. and you'll be able to see that. And so I'm just gonna work this jig for a little bit. I thank you guys ever so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more action. All right, and there we go, folks. We are on a fish. I switched up to the bunker, peanut bunkers, jigging spoon. And now we are on a fish. Little laker, but not bad. Just a little guy. There he is. Very small lake trout. Let's go. Let's get him off the hook here. If I just flip him right up in the boat. Oh. Yep, I flip him right up in here. No, easy, buddy. I know. All right. Well, not the size we were looking for, but a lake trout nonetheless. Little guy. Let's get him back in the water released. All right. Definitely not at all the size we were looking for, but at least we got a fish on. So we're gonna get back out, see if we can catch another one here. I did switch up baits, so I switched up to this here, which is a silver peanut bunker 1 ounce spoon. This is a Thundermist lure. You can go to their website, thundermistlures.com. This is a 1 ounce size. And I just kind of work it from the bottom and just jig it vertically. Yeah, just jig it up vertically. I let it go all the way to the very, very bottom, and then I jig it up and then let it flutter back down, and then jig it back up, let it flutter back down, jitter back, you know, repeat that pattern, vertically jigging. I was jigging for a little bit with the jig, and it was not producing, so I switched up to this jigging spoon, which is actually one of my favorite jigging spoons that I have in my box, and I would recommend everybody carry at least a few of those vertical jigging spoons in their boxes. They're very effective, especially you know, this time of year when they are feeding on bait fish. They're, you know, the silver alewife especially, and it is very effective fishing with a bait fish imitation. I like the vertical jigging because it allows me to just look at the graph and see you know, where I'm fishing at. I can kind of see what depth I'm at, where the fish are, and I can, you know, get close to them with something that heavy. I can get down to them quickly and catch their attention. But let's see if we can't catch another lake trout. That little guy was probably just released from the hatchery. We're not really looking for something that size. He wasn't even legal. So we're looking for a good 4 or 5 pounder, something in that range. Good eater size, in my opinion, is about a 4-pound lake trout, enough to make some good chowder. And I will be doing a recipe on the channel also for lake trout chowder. One of my favorite recipes that I got from another TV producer, Stephen Ranella. I like his recipe. I like a few other recipes, but I take his recipe as a base and add a few things to it. So I'll be looking to do that also on the channel, so you guys stay tuned for that. Let's see if we can't get onto another lake trout. So we're on to another fish. Hard to say what it is. Doesn't seem very big though, but certainly another lake trout, I'm sure. And it is another lake trout. Nice lake trout right there. A little smaller than we were hoping to get. Oh, looks like he's hooked a little funky. I know, Mr. Lake Trout. I see you. Probably flip him right up in the boat. Yep, sure can. All right. All right, well, Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, buddy. A little bit bigger than the last one. Oh, he's bleeding. A little bigger than the last one. Still not what we're looking for, though. Goodness, got blood all over the place. Well, there's 2 in the boat at least. Got blood all over the place. And it puked up. He puked a little bit in my boat, which is okay because it's an indication of what they're feeding on. This is a skeleton of a bait fish. He puked up. So this looks like could be some type of minnow or a alewife. Nonetheless, they are feeding on a bait fish. So anytime, you know, we can imitate bait fish as best we can, that is exactly what we are going to do and what we want to do. So I think I'm just going to keep the camera rolling because that fish hit right on the very next drop. So all right, we're on bottom now. It's really weird how those fish were actually hooked. I think they were almost like foul hooked when I was jigging them. Very weird. 2 in a row that way. I don't know if anybody's ever run into that problem, but that's actually never happened to me before. Oh. Oh, I had a bite. That was weird. Drop right back down. I'm fishing a drop off here at Cayuga Lake, and it drops off from like 40 feet to like 90 very quickly, and fish like to hide in these drop offs because the sun sets and it gives them a little hill to get some shade over in the bottom of the water. So they find some shade in the water just like we do on land. We find a hill to hide behind the sun. Same thing underwater, and fish do the same thing. Anyways, let's see if we can get another trout here. All right, guys, well, it looks like that's all the time we have today. Unfortunately, I can't film anymore because my batteries are both dead. I did a lot of filming today, more than just what you see on the video, but there's a lot of loud boats, and unfortunately in this heat, my camera just dies quickly. I want to thank you guys ever so much for tuning in today. You know, we were able to get 2 small, very small lake trout in the boat, but at least we didn't have a skunk day. If you guys would, please hit the like button and subscribe for more fishing content coming in the future. I'm going to do how-tos, cooks and catch, and all kinds of videos coming up. If you would too, leave a comment below, your name, where you're from, what kind of fish you like to catch, and maybe someday I could take a fishing trip with one of my subscribers. I would love to do that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Trout Doorsman.